everyone. Welcome to another Music Talk Tuesday. I'm so sorry that this video has to unfortunately be uploaded late, but I should be caught up by Wednesday today. So once that is all said and done, I will be up and ready to go. And I unfortunately may experience some other delays since we're approaching Christmas. It's getting pretty hectic, but I will try to keep it as much updated as I can. So, without further ado, let me address what I wanted to particularly talk about for this Music Talk Tuesday, and that's the history behind Christmas carols. Yes, there's actually a history behind this. Christmas carols have been around for a significant amount of time, and actually even before the whole invention of Christmas even started. And you might be saying, well, how can that possibly be? Well, thousands of years ago, in particular within Europe, there were actually pagan carols. I'm not kidding you. Pagan carols. In other words, they were these kinds of songs that were geared more towards celebrating the sort of winter solstice. So again, a lot of ideas that stem from the holiday of Christmas do come from pagan origins, and in particular, Christmas carols are no exception. However, once Christianity started being spread as sort of the official religion, Rome began to try to convert a lot of these particular pagan-oriented songs into Christmas songs. And again, this is sort of similar to other things that have existed at least around this time that were, again, more pagan-based or based more within pagan culture, and being converted into Christianity. Hence, there's more of a ability to at least gain followers, which was primarily largely what Christianity at the time was really trying to do, because really Rome was the starting point for its rise to prominence and power. And on the off chance of converting various songs, there were also various songs that were created that were Christmassy and Christmas oriented. And it sort of didn't really start to take off the at least certain songs sort of, again, like history, they're sort of on and off periods, because again, we don't really have a huge amount of records on these whole things. But St. Francis of Assisi started the tradition of Nativity Plays, and this was where basically songs were told in the form of a story, as a form during a play, or so it's kind of was like a musical almost in a way, where you have people singing sort of certain parts of a story, and hence the nativity plays being primarily focused in onto Jesus's birth. So again, that was largely a way to really, again, stage sort of Christianity into the limelight, at least. And it's still remains to I think be one of the starting points, and actually one of the most effective ways into where again, singing sort of became a part of the whole church culture, considering the fact that there are usually, in a lot of churches, at least nowadays, have their choirs and where they do various performances and whatnot. And it's actually not again until, like, I believe it's roughly around the 1600s where there were actually carol singers. Now, this is kind of where the origins of people going around to neighbors' houses to sing Christmas carols kind of comes, or at least stems from this group of carol singers. They were called waits. or I believe that's how you pronounce it, Waits, or Watts, Waits. And they were basically leaders of the communities within various villages and towns within Europe. Um, and, and they would only actually sing uh, on Christmas Eve. So, again, really emphasizing the whole uh, religious as well as cultural kind of angle, at least that was around the time period. And obviously, once you see various breaks within Christianity, you sort of see how some particular uh, sects of Christianity sort of downplay the emphasis on carols. In particular, Puritans are a good example of this, considering the fact that, you know, they really downplay the whole holiday of Christmas. And I think largely that had to do with the fact that, again, there were certain parts of Christmas that, again, had certain pagan origins. So that's why a lot of groups kind of split away from others, because they disagreed sort of on certain relevancies and certain traditions that were associated with the holiday. Um, and um, when you look at least carols up until today, uh, it is still, I think, a huge part, at least when it comes to um, this time of year, and in particular music. And a lot of this does stem through the carols that really did come from Europe and really did stem from various cultures that, again, reinterpreted things and created various different elements that, again, ended up being associated with sort of the traditions and religious um, celebrations, uh, at least within this case, Christianity. So I think, at least throughout the years that I've experienced, I think um, the songs, and in particular the carols of this time of year, are really a huge part of sort of celebrating and keeping the holiday sort of spirit up. Um, and again, there is sort of the more religious uh, connotation of, again, having it sort of be a part of church life and having people sing songs and, um, you know, people sort of singing praises and, you know, all of that. So again, I think it's all very interesting and has a lot of unique uh, parts to it, and you can obviously see this sort of inserted within American culture as well, since a lot of it stems from European origins. Um, but I think that's really ultimately all I can say about the history behind this whole carol concept, which is actually really interesting because I didn't expect to figure out some things that I didn't manage to find out. But I'd be more than happy to hear what anybody else has to say. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a pleasant day, week, month, and year, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care.